Today on Behind the Brand, we're sitting down with Klair Black, Workforce Engagement Director at United Way of Central Minnesota. Klair is one of those people who makes you feel instantly connected. With a background in PR, advertising, and applied communication from St. Cloud State University, she took her marketing skill set and applied it to a mission-driven world, creating opportunities that strengthen our entire region. The United Way plays an enormous role in Central Minnesota, and Klair is one of the people helping shape that impact every single day. We'll discuss her journey into nonprofit work, the power of relationship building, the programs United Way offers, how people and businesses can get involved, and why community giving matters now more than ever. Welcome to Behind the Brand, the podcast for small business owners, solopreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs who are ready to start strong, stand out, and stay bold. I'm Taylor.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Isabella, and we're part of the powerhouse team of marketers at Moxie Creative.
We're taking you behind the scenes to explore what it takes to build and grow a memorable brand.
Ready to get behind the brand? Let's dive in. Hello, Moxieverse. Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Brand. Taylor here. I'm joined by my fabulous co-host, Ms. Kelly Kane.
Hello.
And today we have a very special guest, Klair Black from the United Way.
Hi, Klair.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. Listeners, she told us before she hopped on that this is her very first podcast that she's ever done. So,
So
give her a
excited
warm
to be
welcome.
here with you.
It's going to be fun. We love just getting to chat a little bit deeper with people that are in our core groups and community and learn about what they're doing and how we can, as a business, and how other businesses can support different organizations like the United Way. So the first thing I wanted to start with, and this kind of seems like a theme, we had Jenna on a few weeks ago, and we've had Diane on, and they both have marketing degrees. And you also have a marketing adjacent degree.
Public relations.
Yeah, I did a little LinkedIn
Did you?
snooping.
Okay.
Yes. And I think that is just an interesting crossover because all of you have ended up in these like mission-driven organizations with your marketing degrees. So let's talk a little bit about where Klair Black started and where your career path has taken you.
Yeah. So I graduated from St. Cloud State. I originally wanted to be a marketing major, but the accounting classes were really hard.
Yep.
So
We do some mean arithmetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, the business statistics, that was just, yeah. So public relations is where I landed. I started out right after graduating working in a staffing company, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed helping people find jobs and helping employers find the right people, and that was really great. There's a little bit of HR in that too. And then from there, I worked in higher education for 8 years in the admissions office, and I really enjoyed that. What brought me away from that, I was there for 8 years, was really just the hours. I had to be available in the evenings for students or prospective students, and I was having my third child, and I needed to find something that was a little bit more family-friendly schedule-wise, and that's what landed me into nonprofit. And so I started working at Catholic Charities. I was there for a little over 4 years, and now I'm at United Way.
So how long have you been at United Way?
4.5 years.
Okay. And your title is, did we talk about that?
I am the Workforce Engagement Director.
And what does that mean?
I'm engaging workforces.
And directing them.
Yes. So I work United Way campaign. A lot of companies will run a United Way campaign. And so I work on the resource development side with United Way campaigns, companies that are running campaigns. And so engaging them and helping them through their campaign. I'll come in and present about what United Way is and does in our community, how their investment in United Way makes an impact in our community, and then try to engage them throughout the year in other like volunteer events and different events that we'll have. So we don't want it to just be one time a year we come in and ask you to contribute to a campaign. We really want it to be kind of a relationship where they're seeing that impact throughout the year.
Yeah, I love that. And what, for maybe people that don't know what United Way is, can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah. So United Way is really a globally recognized name. United Way is a name that you'll hear in our community here, you'll hear throughout our state, here throughout the United States. But the important thing to know is that every United Way runs independently. We are our own separate 501c3. And so the missions and the programs that we have at United Way of Central Minnesota are really a reflection of the needs right here in our community. And so when we go out and we are fundraising or running United Way campaigns with local companies, the dollars that they are contributing stay right here. And then we have an investment process where local nonprofits can apply for funding from us. The programs that they have will align oftentimes with our mission and our kind of programming, and we will award them grant-funded dollars so they can do their work.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've always thought that that was, kind of a cool crossover, that you are a nonprofit, but you also give back to other nonprofits.
Yeah.
How often is that happening? Is it like a once a year kind of push to do that?
We run on an every 2-year cycle.
Okay.
But we actually are coming up onto a new funding cycle. And so the important thing to know about that too is, the dollars all stay local and are making impact local, but also we at United Way don't decide where those dollars go. We don't sit around a big table and say, well, we think, we should give this organization dollars for this or that organization dollars for that. We invite volunteers to come in and read through those applications and make sure that the programs and the missions that that nonprofit has aligns with kind of the work that we're trying to do. And they make recommendations, and then those go to our board, and that's how those funding decisions are made.
The United Way doesn't deliver any services. It's all through other nonprofits. Is that correct?
We do have some programming, like the Imagination Library might be a program that you're
Yes.
familiar with. That is run by United Way. For those that are not familiar with Imagination Library, that is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library book program. And so we will send one book out every month to any child who is enrolled from birth to age 5 within our service area, and that is free. So in their lifetime, if they sign up when they're first born, they're receiving 60 books to help build their library, build literacy, and better prepare them for kindergarten. And so that is an example of a program that is run here locally by United Way. Even though it's called the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, Dolly Parton does not give us funding for it, so we do all of the fundraising for that program.
She does, however, send you an email every year on your kids' birthdays and sing happy
Yes.
birthday to your kids. I'm always like, Colt, Dolly Parton's wishing you a happy birthday. And he's like, who is that?
Yes, she does do that. That's great.
Yeah, that's such a great program. We've been recipients of that since our son was born. We signed him up right away, and now that our daughter gets those books too. And a lot of times they are different books, which is nice. We've gotten some duplicates, but most of the time they're different. And that's fun. And Colt still likes to read them too. Back to the fundraising aspect, you talked about applications. How many applications are you guys getting in that 2-year cycle?
Oh gosh, that's a really good question.
On average.
I don't know how many applications, but I know that we can have like $3 million in requests.
Yeah.
The requests are exceeding the
What-
amount that
yeah,
we're able
right.
to help, which is unfortunate. It just really shows the need that's out there.
Yeah.
So it's a really tough decision for our volunteers to have to read through all those applications. These nonprofits are doing such great work and all very deserving, but we can't do it all.
Yeah. And again, these are all local organizations?
Yep. So they're within our service area, which is Stearns, Benton, parts of Sherburne, and parts of Wright County.
Okay.
How much average in a funding cycle are you able to give out?
Last year, I think that we contributed close to $1 million into our community,
Okay.
which is pretty great. That's making a lot of impact.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
And then how do you raise that money?
One of our largest funding sources is the United Way campaign. United Way campaign typically is in the fall, but really it kind of depends on what works best for them. We'll go into a company and they will offer to their employees a chance to give, a lot of times through payroll deduction. And so somebody might say, yeah, sure, I can do $5 a pay period or $10 a pay period. Collectively with a staff, that really adds up and that can make some pretty incredible impact. So that's probably our largest funding source is the United Way campaign. But we do also have grant funding that we receive, state, federal, local.
And one of the things that you guys do, and maybe this is the same thing as the word you just-
workforce.
The workforce. Thank you.
the workforce.
I know you have like a big, Live United kind of thing once a year, right?
Like a volunteer event?
Yes.
Yes. Days
And
of Caring.
Days of Caring. Thank you. I'm like, there is something.
Yeah.
it's on the tip of my tongue. And I know that is always, blown up all over central Minnesota. I see, my LinkedIn during those times is just filled with that stuff. Just, can you talk a little bit about what that is?
Yeah. So we've been doing Days of Caring for, I think it's probably 20 years or something. It is our annual volunteer event, community-wide volunteer event. It used to be just one day, but now it's the whole week. And it's usually in the second week in September, second or third week in September. Mary Krippner is our director of volunteer engagement, the magic behind this movement. It is such a great way to get involved. We have individuals, we have families, we have companies that are signing up for volunteer events. We had over 600 volunteers this year out at a variety of different nonprofits doing so many different projects. And that really helps the nonprofit because they're not having to use staff time to do some of those projects. They're not having to hire it out. So it really, I mean, this year I think it was an impact here locally of over $85,000 because that's what was saved by having volunteers come in and do some of those projects.
I love that. That's not just about, the money, right?
Right.
It's about volunteering too.
Yeah.
So maybe people who can't give,
Yes.
financially can
Give
volunteer.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. And that nonprofit crossover, I think, is just one of the coolest things to me. We have helped the Public Safety Foundation with their branding, and I actually just met with Jennifer Odette a few weeks ago for a client thing, and I was just talking to her about, like, I'm so amazed. I think the more I'm like immersed in the central Minnesota community about all of the nonprofit organizations that are around here. Like, it is endless. Like, anything that you are passionate about and want to support, you could probably find 3 nonprofits that are doing something in that.
And I'm not sure
field.
if that's typical. We have a pretty caring community, don't you think, Claire?
Yes, 100%. Central Minnesota is really unique in that way. And I grew up moving around a lot, so I never really put roots down like I have here. And I love this community. And I think that our nonprofits all work really well together. We're friends. I have so many friends that work at different nonprofits, and I love that we get to support them. And that's the unique thing I think about United Way. We support so many of those nonprofits that if you're passionate about helping people who are aging, if you're passionate about helping young children, if you're passionate about making sure that people are housed or people are fed or that mental health needs are being met, United Way dabbles in kind of all of those things. And that's what really is so interesting to me is we all get to collaborate and connect so well.
Yeah. So we talked about Imagination Library, your days of caring, the workforce engagement portion.
Socktober.
Yeah. Are there other programs
that
that
one.
you do or things that you and your team get to do?
I mean, we get to do so many things. My title, workforce engagement, mainly work on the United Way campaign, but there are so many different things that
You do
that
everything.
I do. My day, you never really know what I'm going to do. Today I'm on a podcast. We have 4 drives a year. We have the Socktober, Socks and Underwear Drive, usually in October. And that's we do that to get those products into schools. And it's a great way to help the schools because a lot of ththings that the schools will say is, oh, we need extra socks or underwear. Kids go outside. Maybe they don't have extra, gear if they get really wet or if there's an accident. And so, we will do that. We do school supply drive in the summer to be able to kind of offset the things that parents aren't able to provide. I mean, parents are spending a lot of money on school supplies. Right now, we are running United for Christmas, and it's our first year doing this program. We are doing a toy and gift drive at various different locations. And then on this coming Saturday, we're going to be at Shields and the parents. So we've identified 25 different families that could use a little bit of extra support this holiday season. We've worked with the school districts to be able to identify those families and some of our nonprofit partners. And those families will come to Shields and the parents will get to shop from the gifts that we have collected. Lego has donated some Lego sets, so the kids will be in another room kind of having some snacks and doing Legos. And then we have a photographer who is donating their time to take a family photo of these families.
Did you bring your gift?
I did.
You did?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. Because before you leave, Claire, it's in my car. I've got a bunch of stuff. Good. I have to ask everyone else if they brought a gift.
I bet they
Wonderful.
didn't. They don't follow directions like I
They
do.
don't. But anyways, we'll have what Moxie bought and Taylor.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
They have until Thursday. I'm going to be delivering things over to Shields. So if they still want to bring something in, they still can.
I just thought, when you said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's in the back of my car. I was going to forget about it. Friday seems so long ago now when I bought it out.
And Kelly, you kind of helped or did some stuff last year too, but you are really like passionate about, obviously like everybody loves babies and we love little kids and whatever, but teens often get forgotten. And so that was your big push for us, like bring something for a teenager that they would want.
Right, because they're not getting the toys and stuff and they're still,
Yeah. They are harder to buy for, but we want to make sure that they're feeling,
I didn't have a hard time at all. I thought I
supported.
would, but then
Really?
I'm like, yeah. Well, I don't know. We'll see.
You're going to be like,
We
oh
used to
God, some
always
old lady
do-
must have bought me this.
Yeah.
Kidding.
I was going to ask Maya to help me, but then I thought, we're going to spend way too much money. I got some Ariana Grande perfume.
Oh, yes.
Then I got some men's Axe
Yep.
stuff, gift,
Yep.
brushes, and then
Skincare, hair products.
But then
yeah.
I splurged on 2 JBL headphones.
Oh.
Did you?
Then I thought maybe I should have just bought those, but anyway, so
You're so nice.
Those will go quick. People will be excited about that.
I know.
Yeah, that's really fun. Yeah.
Because Catholic Charities isn't doing their Share the Spirit anymore. That was one
They're
thing.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah. They still do their Toys for Tots, but they don't have the Share the Spirit program
That was a
anymore.
lot, yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, great program, but it's a lot to run, a lot to manage. I mean, they had hundreds and hundreds of people that they
Right.
were.
And there's a lot of nonprofits doing
coordinating.
Christmas things. So you guys
Yep.
are chipping in. I love that. I
Yeah.
know at the Walmart, there's always those little, next time you go to Walmart, grab one of those little, off the tree they have for Salvation Army. They always have the little kids there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And a lot of churches and stuff do that. I love that at Christmas.
Yep.
And when I go to Walmart, I always see that's always full. And I'm always like, oh.
Yeah.
So
Yes. There's lots of things that people need in the holidays and lots of people that also want to help. And so really just making those connections, finding the need and finding the helpers and making those connections
that's part of what you guys
makes
do.
my heart happy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know so you had some other drives. I'll stop. Go ahead. Finish what you're going to say. It's
We do. Yep.
October,
We do this
Christmas.
October. We do the Christmas United for Christmas. We do the school supplies,
Yes.
and then we help out with the food drive. You know, when
I was
Catholic
gonna
Charities does
ask
their
you
March
that,
food share
Because
Yeah.
a lot of that's what's coming up now, right? Is food. Is that in December or January?
Well, March food share is
Oh,
usually
March, okay.
in March, but
I see.
yeah, so we will help out with that food drive, and then they do like the pack the porches at Pioneer Place usually.
Right. Is that during the same time?
in March?
I knew it was winter. I thought it was December because I just know that a lot of people need food around the.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
after the holidays, there's a big push to try to get more food to the food shelves. I think that they really struggle after the holidays.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of focus on before the holidays, but then
Yeah.
afterwards, and yeah,
That's one part I
Which
liked
makes
about Share the
sense.
Spirit is that you could donate like a grocery card.
grocery gift card.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, what are some other ways maybe that businesses can get involved? If a business owner is listening to this and they think, I want to do some stuff with United Way, what can they do?
I think that there's a lot of business owners and leadership that are very passionate about helping, and a lot of times their employees are too, but are just not offered the opportunity. So when it comes
Yeah.
to United Way campaign, that's where, you know, we would like to come in and help your company run a campaign where the dollars that are being contributed are not just from the business owner and the leadership team. You're also offering that opportunity to employees to engage and support your community. And so whether that be, you know, giving a one-time gift or through payroll deduction, but that allows us to also come in and just present about United Way, what the opportunities are in the community and other ways that you can get involved. So that would be the big one. But I mean, there's a lot of volunteer opportunities. If a company is looking to do something curated, we can kind of curate a volunteer opportunity for you. I know that we've done snack packs where we can get those snack packs to kiddos in schools that can take them home on the weekends and evenings that are easily accessible. We do hygiene packs. So there's a lot of different ways to get involved. We just want to meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
So if companies think I want to get involved and I don't really know how, reach out. We can find something that will work for you.
I think that maybe people that are aware of the United Way campaign, they think maybe it is only payroll deduction, but companies do events, you know, and they get
Yep.
the whole team. It can be a team building experience too. And in my opinion, I think employees are more engaged with that than a payroll
Yeah.
deduction.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
there's a lot of companies that will run fun special events. They'll do like a beanbag
Yes.
tournament. They'll do potlucks.
Chili cook-off.
Yep,
yeah.
chili cook-off. Invite me in. I can taste the chili. I can vote on
You're
it.
expert.
A meat raffle. I have a
Oh,
company
that
that
would be
just
fun.
recently ran a campaign, and part of their campaign included a meat raffle. They love the meat raffle. They do a 50-50 cash box, which is always exciting. They've got the key box, and there's a whole bunch of cash in it, and whoever has the winning key gets half the pot. And
Right, you're doing it for a good cause,
Yeah.
but you're bringing the team together. I love that.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot of fun ways to engage is what a lot of companies really like about their United Way campaign time. So it's,
Right.
you know, we're going to have this event, we're going to do this fun thing, we're going to put money in a jar and see which partner we get to pie in the face. I mean, those types of fun things.
And
but
you
then,
help with all of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I get to, I mean, some people invite me in to be there for all of the events. Sometimes they need help with them. Sometimes I'm just there to kind of observe and have fun. I love that. Fall is a fun time at United Way.
What's the best, like most unique event that you've been a part of with the business?
Oh gosh, I think that, well, somebody made a really, really cool mini golf course out of just things they had in their garage. They made it in their office.
Okay.
And it was around Halloween time, so you had to kind of like hit the ball through the skeleton, and then they won prizes. That was really fun. I always think when we're pieing people in the face, that's a lot of fun. There's a lot of companies
That never gets old.
That will do
Have
that
you ever
now.
gotten a pie in your
I
face?
have not. No. I just get to watch people get pied, so that's
I did when we did it once. I
Did
think I got
you?
pied, yeah.
pied in the face. We should bring that back.
Yeah.
Pie Kelly in the face. I've seen, people have to get their hair dyed crazy colors or
Shave their head? No.
Well, no, I have not seen that. I don't know. I mean, people love United Way, but I don't know that anybody would do that for us.
So you've talked about you have a passion for this, obviously.
Yes.
Tell us how rewarding your career is.
It's so rewarding. I love that I get to help. The one thing that's really hard, United Way runs 211, and if people have not heard of 211, it is a number that you can call anytime you need help for anything. It is free, it's nationwide, it's confidential. United Way runs it out of the greater Twin Cities. If you call 211, you maybe need help with utilities, or your car breaks down, or food access, or you need to find housing. Call 211, they'll get you connected to the resource that fits what you're needing. Usually people call 211, but sometimes they call our office, our main office here.
Right.
And, we will direct them to 211, but I like to ask questions. And so people then tell me kind of their whole story, what's going on. And then I'm kind of, okay, well, let's try this. Let's call these
You're
people.
invested.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm invested. And, that just breaks my heart that people are going through so many things.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to help all
Yeah,
of them. I know that I
right.
can't, but knowing that I can provide some resources is really heartwarming.
Yeah.
So Claire's in my networking group. We didn't talk
Yes.
about
Yeah,
that,
no, we didn't.
but that's how I met her. And what's awesome is that she brings these opportunities to our group.
Yeah.
And it's not just like, hey, I want money. It's never that.
Never that,
No,
yeah.
it's like you can get involved, you can do this. And I know a lot of the group, members appreciate that because they're just maybe, people just uninformed or in their own little bubble and doing their own thing. And I think you've gotten a lot of people involved that way. And so you're just very much a uniter.
Yeah, one of my favorite ways that we have kind of brought the group together, and we do a mattress program every year.
Yeah.
I need to come up with a better name for it, the bed program. But we partner with Callan's Furniture, and they have donated 50 mattresses, and we identify families that have kids that need beds. And the first year we did it, Callan said, we will handle dropping off. If you've got some volunteers that can help, great. So we'll handle all the drop-offs, and we'll take away the old mattress. And out of the 50 kids that we identified that needed a bed, there were no old mattresses to take away.
They didn't have a bed.
They didn't have beds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I mean, they were sleeping, co-sleeping or sleeping on couches or sleeping on floors.
So-
And so that program has really evolved and grown. Our group is like, well, do they have sheets? We need to do
Yeah.
sheets. And what about pillows? And then we've gotten groups to do tie blankets, and really not just providing a mattress for these families, but sheets and
Sheets are
pillows and
expensive.
bed
Yeah.
sheets are expensive. Yeah. And I love that. That's probably one of the most rewarding. Well, I mean, everything is rewarding, but that was probably one of the
yeah.
most rewarding
It's essential need.
programs that we've been a part of.
So I'm the annoying person that when I have anything to donate, I'm like, Claire, where should I donate this? It's like Goodwill, like leave me alone.
I have never said that.
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm always like, even my daughter, she's going to school to be a teacher. And she just went through her clothes. She's like, bring this to a school. Don't bring it to wherever. And I'm like, Maya, I don't know. She's telling me what to do and where to bring it because she wants someone to have it for free, not to pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So Catholic Charities does a really good job with that.
Yeah, I've brought stuff there.
And then the Lincoln Center over on the southeast side.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep. We had a donation come in of mats. People take those plastic bags, plastic grocery bags, and they weave them together and make mats for sleeping on floors.
Oh.
And they had rolled them all up, and we probably had, 20 of them at our office. And so we donated those to the Lincoln Center. We also had
But they would
bunch-
take blankets and things.
Oh yeah. Blankets.
I don't know why I have tubs and tubs of blankets.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know either. My kids, I guess. I keep getting rid of them. And they keep coming back.
Your kids or the blankets?
The blankets.
Both.
I mean, it doesn't ever bother me when people ask me, where should I bring this? I will find a home for it.
Yeah.
Let me know.
Well, they know who to ask, right? You're
Well,
a connector.
And that's what I like. It's not just now you know a person at the organization. That's what Klair is, and you know she's the personification of United Way, and so
Right.
now we know. I just love that.
Yeah.
Because when you just call someone you know, then
Yeah.
an office.
Right. I mean, when you need a referral, right, you call somebody you know and
Right.
ask, hey, where should I go for this or that? And that's why we're in our group.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my last kind of follow-up question to everything is, we're coming up quick to the new year, right? What do you have on the horizon for 2026 in terms of United Way? New programming, new initiatives, anything fun that you can share?
Well, we have an event coming up that we do every year. It's Progressive Dinner.
Yeah.
Progressive Dinner is our only fundraiser for the Imagination Library Book Program. We are sending books out to over 6,000, 7,000 kids. I mean, so it's a lot of books, and that comes with a cost. And so we try to offset that cost by running this event every year. It's called Progressive Dinner. It happens over 2 weekends. It's the last weekend in April and first weekend in May. It is a great way to support the program, but also to go into some really unique and fun places and spaces and try some fun food. Everybody starts at a reception home, and then they break into their predetermined groups of 10, and they go to a first course home and then a main course home and then back to the reception home for dinner. And every event is themed. And so there might be a Harry Potter theme. There might be an Italian theme, a Hawaiian theme. What theme did you guys do?
We've done Kansas City Blues.
Kansas City Blues.
And then what was the year
Johnny
before?
Cash?
And Johnny
Yes,
Cash.
yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny Cash.
Ring of Fire. That
Yes.
was-
So
yeah.
Kelly, you and Eddie have been hosts of meals because Eddie is an awesome cook.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You are right. You are an awesome cook too. That was rude of me. You are an awesome cook, but you are also an amazing host. You
Hostess.
have
That's
all
right. I am the
of
hostess
the
with the
beautiful
mostest.
things.
Yes,
like,
and I do like to decorate.
nobody does a theme like
Okay.
Kelly does a theme.
No.
Let's be honest. Yeah, Eddie did all the cooking.
Yes.
Yes, and we'll do it again. Yeah, we like doing it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. How can someone either get involved in the Progressive Dinner or, as a host or, purchase tickets for it?
Yeah, well, like everything, the prices are going up. So the price of shipping and books has gone up a little
Yeah.
bit. So we need to raise more to help offset those costs because we really don't want to pass any of that impact down to kids and
Yeah.
not send books to kids. So we are looking for sponsors for the event. We've got some sponsorship opportunities, and each sponsorship opportunity comes with different marketing and promotions, tickets to the event, and things like that. So we're looking for sponsors if there are companies that would be willing and interested in sponsoring and are passionate about literacy and kids. We also need hosts and chefs. So if you live in the St. Cloud, Sauk Rapids, Sartell area and would be interested in hosting a meal for a group of 10 at your home. If you can chef, great. If you need us to pair you with a chef, we can do that too. But you just come up with a fun theme. You host a group of 10. They're in your home for an hour. And yeah, it's a super fun event.
It is fun.
It's very unique.
It is really unique because I think galas and that kind of stuff are kind of a dime a dozen around here,
Yeah.
right? It seems like every week
Yeah.
I see someone at a,
Yeah.
a charity event, which they're all great and all super fun and necessary to raise funds. But I
Yes.
think this is something that is so
different.
unique to United
Yeah,
Way.
and if you like to try food,
Right.
different food, and if you're a foodie,
Be Snoopy at people's houses.
yeah. I know people get worried about that, but no one is. It's the people coming are not judging.
Right,
you know what I
right,
mean?
yeah.
Right. I mean, people are paying. The tickets are $175 a ticket.
Right.
So, I mean, people are paying a decent amount of money to come and have a good experience. They're respectful and they're kind.
And all of that money goes back to
all of
the
it,
program.
Yeah, this has a very
Because-
low overhead because we don't have to rent space. I mean, that's a huge overhead for a nonprofit when they're having an event is the space. The food is a huge cost.
Food is donated.
And that is donated. The space is donated. And so it's a very, very low overhead for us. So all of the money goes right back into the program and is providing books for kids.
So I think you told me by hosting, and you can feel the impact because I know, like you said, like, okay, Kelly, you have 10 people here, and that pays for one child's books for 5 years or something like that.
So
right?
the cost of the books
1,500.
is, okay, hold on, you're going to.
I thought it was 15.
30
Yeah,
is 150. The price went up a little bit, but $150 covers the cost for 5 years. So that's 60 books for $150. And so, yes, if you host
You're doing 10
group of-
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it
Awesome.
has a huge,
Huge
impact.
impact, yeah.
And if
But-
you buy a ticket, you're sponsoring one child. I mean, think
Yeah.
about that.
Yep.
If you go with a couple, if you go as a
Right.
couple, then you're sponsoring 2 kids for 5 years.
Yeah,
One
that is
month.
amazing when you can put
Yeah.
like
That
that.
dollar
direct-
amount.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Wow, that was
such
a lot
an
of work.
impact.
Yes, it was. But
Yeah.
now 10 kids.
Yeah,
Get books for 5 years.
Right. Yeah.
And you're trying to expand who receives those books, right? Because some people just aren't signed up.
Yeah, so our community impact team is out, and I mean, they're the ones that are kind of boots on the ground. They're in the schools and they're connecting with our nonprofit partners, and they're really working, at different tabling events. They're bringing the sign up sheet and making sure that the kids who really need them are getting them. There are a lot of lower income families that really could use the books and
Yeah.
maybe just don't know about them. And really, I mean, they're open to anybody. That was really what Dolly Parton wanted. This is for anyone. But we really want to make sure that the kiddos that really need them, that don't have books in their home,
Get them.
are receiving them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Where can families go sign up?
They can sign up on our website. So there's a link to get signed up on our website. They can call us. We can, email them a form. There's lots of different ways. The hospital, actually. So when you go to the St. Cloud Hospital,
I think
you,
that's how
Yeah.
I got. Is that how you got them too?
I think that's how I signed up with my
I can't-
first.
Yeah.
Maybe with
Yeah.
Nellie, that's how I signed up, but I'm not with Colt.
Oh,
But
Yeah.
yeah. The hospital will sign you up, right?
Yeah, the hospital will give you, they give you a packet of so many things.
I must have
right?
signed it. Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
And so you can get signed up there. There is, when I brought my kiddos in for their last well check, I know that it's on the wall at the pediatrician's office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
there are lots of different places where it's represented. So we want to make sure that we're reaching the people that need it.
yeah, love that. That's
Great.
wonderful. 2 final questions, okay? What is one thing you wish more people understood about community needs in central Minnesota?
One thing that I wish that people understood, I wish that people sought to understand and were a little bit more compassionate. I think that there are some times where I have conversations with people that are really kind of that bootstrap mentality. Just pull yourself up by the bootstraps. Like, I worked hard and I got to where I am, and you just need to work harder. You really don't ever know what someone is experiencing, what their background may entail. Mental health is a great example that anybody could be impacted by a mental health illness or disorder. It doesn't matter how much you make. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter your socioeconomic status. Anybody can struggle with mental health, and that can really have kind of a spiraling effect for people in their lifestyle. And so that's one thing that people, I really wish they would take a step back and just know that my experience is not your experience, and try not to judge, and really just seek to understand and have a little bit more compassion.
Right. People assume maybe they're not working, but as we know, there's a lot of working poor.
Yep. Yeah. So ALICE is what we call that. It's the asset limited, income constrained, but employed is the acronym that we call ALICE. And there are a whole group of people right here in our community that are working. Most of them are working, maybe even a couple of jobs, but are still struggling to make ends meet, because the reality is they're just not making enough to offset kind of their, what they need to make in
And everything's
the place
more
that they live.
expensive now.
Everything is going up, yeah. So, yeah, about 36% of households in our community are ALICE, meaning they are really just kind of one event or one disaster away from being in kind of a dire situation. So people never really know what's going on in somebody else's life and
Yeah.
are not walking in somebody else's shoes. So trying to
Be
just
kind.
lead with compassion and seek to understand.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, and then what is one simple way someone can start giving back today?
One simple way that they can start giving back, we talk about give, advocate, and volunteer. Giving is like the monetary piece. And so if somebody wanted to give back monetarily, I think doing something through payroll deduction, if you work at a company that runs the United Way campaign, is probably the easiest way to make impact where you really don't feel it. Because you could give a couple of dollars per pay period, and you're not going to really even notice that. But at the end of the year, and with what your staff is also giving, that makes a huge impact. But also, that's kind of the giving piece. Advocating, if people really want to have their voice heard and contribute kind of thoughts and ideas, they can reach out to us. They could sit on investment committees. They can volunteer in other ways to be on different committees where they can kind of share their expertise. But then also volunteering. If you want to come and do tie blankets, that makes an impact. It's a little bit of time, but it's easy, and we'll get those blankets to kiddos that need them, or doing snack packs. That was not one simple way. That was a lot of ways.
But there's a lot of simple ways.
Call
right?
the United Way.
Yeah,
That's
call the
simple.
United
me.
Way. Yeah, call
Call
Claire. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Claire, for sitting down with us
Yeah.
today. I think having you on is just a reminder that it doesn't take big dramatic gestures, right? Like anything small or big or medium sized, just as long as you're making actions with intention and trying to seek out opportunity to help other people and understand what they're maybe going through a little bit better is going to make a huge effort in our community. And we're just really thank you for being with us and
Thanks,
sharing your
Claire.
story.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Claire.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Behind the Brand. If you like this episode, share it with a friend. If you didn't, share it with an enemy. To keep up with us, follow along on our socials. Links are in the show notes below.